Good morning! Kind of off to a weird start today. Let me roll up the window. So I'm actually on my way to a job right now. I'm cleaning up a property that has an old foundation built on it. This foundation was built probably 15 or 20 years ago. I'm basically just coming in and cleaning up this property so they can start construction. I'll probably walk you through everything when I get there. And I really didn't decide that I was going to film this until right now. I'm like 2 minutes from the property. I would do my signature energy drink roar take, but I already drank my entire energy drink. You almost didn't get this video. Okay, and here we are. Actually right next door to one of the properties I mow. This place has a lot of this Scotch broom that's growing up here. Last year, it had been mowed down and uncovered. You could barely see this thing, but I'm going to be coming in, trying to whack down all these blackberries, rake it out, mow this down inside this foundation. I'm going to come back here and try to do a little bit of blackberry knocking down. And then I'm going to go along that side, and I'm going to do what I can back there, because there is kind of a dangerous ravine, but the ground goes back at least 10 or 15 feet, and I can pull those large Scotch brooms out with the mini excavator pretty easily. But I'm going to do it as safely as I can. We're going to avoid having accidents. So today is going to be a little bit of mowing, a little bit of weed eating, and just trying to whip this property into shape so that when you walk around here, you're not walking through bushes or unwanted tall grass. Well, all this over here is going to end up being mowed down. I just brought the push mower. I figured that'd be enough, but I can get back here and clean this up pretty easily. You can see how much room we have for the ledge. I'll stay close to the foundation, stay away from the ledge when I dig. But I'm just going to be pulling that stuff out, and we just need it cleared, so we're just going to toss the debris that way. Okay, that actually took about as long as I expected it to do. It's about 40 to 45 minutes. Trying to be really careful about not hitting any of these little footings that they got, or hitting the foundation itself. Over here it just gets too narrow, so I'm just going to come back here with the brush attachment tool and the chainsaw and clean up the rest of this, but it's too narrow for me to comfortably do any more with the mini excavator. I just won't do it. I refuse to fall down this hill on my mini excavator. Obviously, I'm gonna use hand tools to clean up along the side of that as well. But I tried to rake it clean, get as much of the roots and sod type stuff out of that. It's a good starting point. And it just started hailing right now. This brush cutter attachment really puts a dent. That was about 8 minutes of work. Sorry that there's not a better angle for this, but I'm kind of in a weirdly confined area and there's a giant hill right here, so this is the angle you get. See, over here is weird because it's literally, I mean, there's all these sticker bushes, but then right here, it's just a mound of broken sticks with some blackberries growing on top of it. Like, can't really do anything with that except for just grind the blackberries off the top of it. Let me zoom out a little bit here. But yeah, it's like a foot thick of just broken sticks. Starting to look a lot better. I got my pink hearing protection on now, so should have did that earlier. Forgot. I got carried away. Did I miss all of that? I can't dig out that weird root wad thing, so I got the mini excavator and a chain, and I'm just gonna tug on it and see if it comes out. Let's see what happens here. No idea how this is gonna work. Hey, that worked all right. Cool. Yeah. Hold it right up out of the ground. Pretty awesome. It's still kind of connected here. It's muddier in hell. Let me give it one more tug. Well, that worked out awesome. Yeah. Look at the size of the root on this. There's no way I would dig that out. All right. That's a lot better. See, this is obviously underneath or the inside of a foundation for a house. They really just need to be able to work in here. So I've done a pretty good job of cleaning it up. And when the construction crew comes in and they're setting blocks and building the foundation and starting to run everything for the subfloor, they'll be able to work in here. And someone else is going to come in and they're going to put down vapor barrier and all sorts of stuff. So cleaning up well, that's kind of my direction, and it's quite the transformation already. I'm gonna have to get up there and start cleaning up the garages there. The weed eating in here I think took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't know, it might have only took 10 minutes, but it feels like a century. Running a weed eater for a long period, that's harder work than what it seems. This tool's heavy, man. I think I'm gonna spend a half hour and get the push mowing done down this strip and down the strip on the other side there. Give myself a change of pace and give my back a little bit of a break. All right. Okay, it took me a nice little break. Visited with the landowner here, and I'm gonna finish cleaning some of this stuff up. I think a lot of the bigger stuff I'm gonna just snag and pull, and then I'll gather it and get it discarded out in the back, and then anything that's pretty small I'm just gonna mow down and control it. Cleaning up. Fire in the hole. Now before I go too crazy, I want to make sure it's actually worth doing it this way. Hold that big one, which is important. I'll fill that hole back in, but I don't want to tear things up too much. They're going to end up redoing everything, but I don't want it to be a lumpy mess when it comes. Well, that's pretty good for getting those big ones. But he said he's also fine with just having them mowed down, but I can probably spend 5 minutes and pull some of those big ones. He said in there he just wants it mowed down. So I think I'll just do that for him. Get some of this big stuff pulled and cleaned up, and then I'll mow the rest of it. I guess I should weed eat in there too. I set off the alarm on the truck on accident. Hit the button in my pocket. So I've decided to stuff out here. He's gonna end up covering it with plastic and all sorts of new stuff. Probably gonna end up paving this too. So I'm just gonna mow it down because it's just gonna get covered up with something that it can't grow through anyways. But first, I'm just gonna load up the mini excavator because I'm done with it. Pull a few of these out, pull the rest. All right, now I'm just gonna, I pulled out pretty much majority of the big ones. I'm just gonna knock the rest down with the mower as per directed. I'm gonna pack up and go home because I'm hungry now. All right, well, that's perfectly in the nick of time for it to start raining. So I'm gonna wrap things up here. The site is looking much better. It's quite the transformation. This isn't like most transformations you see on YouTube. This is going to be a construction zone. All this stuff is going to be changing. There's going to be building here within a year. Back here looks great. You couldn't even walk back here. This is overgrown. Today was a success. It's a lot of work. I wouldn't call it a super long day, but it felt like a long day. When you keep changing tasks, going from weed eating to being on the mini excavator to push mowing, it takes time. And when you take on something like this when you're by yourself, it's an exhausting process. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, please be sure to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Please leave a like as well. But after this long day of hard work, I'm gonna end this video here. As always, my name is Kessler. This is Blair Property Maintenance. Work hard to go home, man.